Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is the guy that has thrown Davante Adams balls, both in Green Bay, all around the league in those jerseys, and now doing the same damn thing in a Jets jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron, you making any more trades? I know you traded for Davante a week and a half ago. You're the one that signed the entire team this offseason. Are you making any more trades today, or thanks for taking time out of calling all those GMs to make that happen?
Busy day. Yeah, real busy. I got to get on my bat phone here in a little bit.
Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention at all to the trade deadline day here around the league, or how are you spending this particular Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm really paying attention to everything that's going on. Big day. It should be a national holiday. I feel like everybody should be off of work and able to. Just to be able to meet together and trade in person, I feel like.
Yeah, and trade early has been something people have been doing this year, a lot more than seemingly years past. But obviously, deadline day, a lot of people are going to go trade today. And I don't know if they're able to digitally do it or write in these trades in the NFL in 2024. I know back in the day you were able to do that. But do you look around and see some of the moves that get made? Do you wonder about some of the moves? Or are you completely, if you get a call from the Jets saying, hey, we're thinking about this guy, what are your thoughts on it? And you're not really worried about anybody else's shit?
I haven't, I haven't talked to Joe, and he hasn't asked me what my thoughts are about anybody. Doesn't need to. I don't know. I feel like we got Davante. Is there another trade out there? We've been a little banged up. We got some guys coming back from some injuries over the next couple of weeks. So, and we got a bye week after the Colts game. I don't know. I'm sure there'll be conversations. I don't know if he's going to add anybody.
Flex out of prime time. Lucky for you, because this Colts team in prime time.
Dangerous.
Oh, buddy. First flexing of the year, I do believe, moves to a 1 o'clock game. So you'll be able to watch the primetime game whenever you take on the Indianapolis Colts. That was announced yesterday. Joey Flack and the boys will be hot. Don't you worry about it. But speaking of, you have a bye week after that. You say you're getting people back healthy. Everybody talks about this run you can go on. Do you continue to think about the run? Because last week, whenever we talked to you, you said it's not about the future, it's about right now. We got to continue to be good right now, and everything else will happen. Are you thinking about the run and the possibility and how realistic it actually is if you're able to string some wins together?
Yeah, I feel like you have to. This league in the cliche world always tells you just one game at a time, one day at a time, but I don't know. I think the human nature is to be able to have a singular focus on your task this week, but also know what's kind of ahead of you down the road. So, we got to I think the Cardinals are in first place, aren't they? Or
yes.
Tied for first?
Yeah, and they just traded for a edge rusher, Baron Browning, from the Broncos this morning. So the Cardinals are buyers at the trade deadline day. I think that's a big deal for them. But, yes, they are very much in it and in the lead right now.
Yeah, he's a nice player. Kyler's been playing really well. I'll tell you, I gotta admit, I want to throw this guy some love. Watching you watch film of your opponents and certain guys, but watching Bumbaca on film, that's impressive. He's a really impressive guy. Like, he does so many different things. DB, you gotta love watching this guy. He shows up all over the place. He lines up in different spots. He's run all over the place. He's a phenomenal tackler. He throws his body around. He reminds me, and I want to say this with a ton of respect because I used to love this guy, and I think you play with him, but Bob Sanders. Remember, did you play with Bob Sanders?
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah, Bob was such a wild man out there. He was not the biggest dude, but he threw himself around. He always was around the pile, big hits, great tackler. But man, Baker he's a special player. He's fun to watch on film, and he's definitely a guy you got to be aware of. It's like, there's a few secondary guys over the years where you're like, okay, I got to know where this guy's at before the snap. Palomalu was always like that. Ed Reed was always like that. C. Wood, I felt like, was always that kind of guy. Rondé Barber was that kind of guy. Harrison Smith, in Minnesota forever because he's such a great disguiser and all over the place. And Buddha is one of those guys. You just got to know where he's at because I'm excited about the challenge, but I have a ton of respect for his game. And the tape doesn't lie, they always say, and his tape looks pretty damn good.
Okay. I like the fact that while you're watching tape, looking for, whatever you're looking for in that thing, what their tendencies are, who's where, all of that type of shit, you start seeing some plays and you're like, Feels like this fucker's different. Feels like this guy's a little bit different. Does that happen a lot, or how often is that? That has to be nice. That's a nice little. But then obviously, all eyes on this guy. This is the game wrecker in your eyes immediately as you're watching highlight after highlight after highlight.
He's a total game wrecker, and it's not just one or two plays. It's like you got to get this guy blocked because I mean there'll be a screen. The Miami game, they had a number of like plays where if you just get 3 blocked. You got a huge play. They had some nice plays, throughout the game. But he just, skinny by guys, got underneath the block, made a tackle. Open field. It's like it seems like he's never missing tackles in the open field. So fun to watch. There's certain guys for sure. I mean, you watch when Aaron Donald was playing. You playing the Rams. I mean, you can't help but be just drawn to 99. It's like every single play. Like, where is this guy at? What's he doing? Where are they lining him up at? How the hell are you going to try and block this guy? There's obviously great edge rushers across the league. We played I told TJ after the game, we played Pittsburgh. Like, when you're watching the film, it's like, where's 90 at? Where's 90 at? How are we going to slow him down? We're going to put the tight end over there. We're going to put him back. We're going to chip him. We're going to cut him. What are we going to do? Just because you got to get a body on him. And there's certain guys like that. And Arizona's done a nice job on defense. They got a nice defense, good scheme. They run a lot of different things, but you can't help when you're watching the film to be drawn to number 3 because he's a dynamic player.
Have you listened to their coach talk, Coach Gannon, at all? Have you listened to any of his press conferences or clips?
No, is it good?
You would enjoy him, yeah. We'll send you some shit.
He's a weapon.
He is. He's an absolute weapon. This is what he had to say about the locker room, actually, of the Arizona Cardinals. And just listen to the way he talks. He doesn't do shit the same way everybody. We like him a lot. Go ahead.
Josh, that's what's allowing us to win games is we take one day at a time, every second counts, maximize the day, keep blinders on, and go about your business. Display winning behavior on a consistent day-to-day basis, and you'll give yourself a chance to win the game. So I think probably why that's happening is the leadership in the locker room, from the captains to, we got a bunch of leaders on that team, you know what I mean? And they don't allow no bullshit. So, not that we have a lot, but every once in a while I'll get out of alignment too. You know what I mean? You got to bring back everybody in, and they're doing a really good job of staying connected. And
like them. I like them. Anybody that swears at a press conference, I'm a fan of. That is how I judge people, A-Rod.
I agree. I agree. You can't trust a guy that doesn't swear, doesn't drink. You know what I mean?
They've been through some shit. If they're
gotta do one of the two.
Yeah,
you don't want to drink, that's fine. Like Sauce doesn't drink, but he swears. I can trust him.
Okay. Another big move here on NFL trade deadline day, and obviously, Aaron, you being on here is pretty perfect for the situation. Mike Williams has been traded from the New York Jets to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers have been in the market for a wide receiver since the offseason. Obviously, Calvin Austin comes on. Russell Wilson starts taking over the offense. George Pickens is an absolute beast and a monster. Mike Williams with the New York Jets after the Devontae Adams trade over there. A lot of people assumed he was potentially available. Now a move is made. Aaron, we'll let you go first on Mike Williams. Obviously, the moment in prime time is going to be talked about between your relationship with him. What type of guy is he in the locker room? And what are your thoughts on the Jets trading him?
Yeah, Mike's a quiet guy. Just kind of goes about his business. Mike had a rough injury last year, that ACL. It's tough to come back from. And he worked his ass off all off season, wasn't around for a lot of training camp. He's working on the side. But I felt like, he was getting better throughout the early part of the season when he was it felt like his speed was getting better and he was feeling more comfortable with it. That's a tough injury. I had that injury, and it's the mental part that takes the longest. But Mike's a good guy. He'll be good in that locker room. Obviously, got a lot of great veteran leadership. He's had a nice career, and sometimes change of scenery is great for certain guys. I mean, she was great for me. It was fun, kind of get re-enthused and stuff, and. We kind of knew with Devontae coming in that there'd be less targets for everybody because, G's leading league in targets. He's going to get his targets, and Tay's dynamic player. He's going to get his targets. So if this gives Mike more opportunities, that's awesome. And we wish Mike well.
Oh, yeah? Let's talk to the Pittsburgh Steelers fan who I think is probably pumped up about this edition.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense because this offseason when he was a free agent, I know it was one of the guys that the Steelers targeted. He chose the Jets, obviously, over the Steelers, so they bring him in here, and obviously over his career when he has been great and has been healthy, He's been unbelievable at the deep ball and going up and catching the ball, which is one of the best things that Russ Wilson does. So him opposite of George Pickens, just another weapon in there. And then Calvin Austin can still work the slot. Yeah, I feel good about it.
And Freiermuth, let's not go to Washington. So the Steelers finally get another wide receiver. Congrats to the Steelers.
Let's go.
Their guy.
They've been tied to so many guys. Hey, they're going to Brandon Ayuk, Christian Kirk, maybe Adam Thielen. Now it's Mike Williams. Congratulations. You think this is the final move the Steelers make? This is the only thing anybody was being talked about.
At wideout, I do. I think it's the final move they make. Yeah.
All right, sweet. Let's move along with this NFL trade deadline day. AJ Hawk, what are your thoughts on Aaron?
Well, Aaron, speaking of those receivers, we saw D-Hop step in with the Kansas City Chiefs, gets traded there midseason, obviously comes up with some huge plays. He and Patrick Mahomes seem to already have a great relationship. What's it like? I know you had Devontae come in, you hit it off right away, but you have such history. What's it like, I guess, if you're like a new receiver steps onto a team? How tough is it to get on the same page with those guys?
Well, it depends on who the guy is, honestly. I think there's certain guys that can fit in any system. I saw a stat last night. He's got, let me get my numbers right. Was it 90 touchdowns or 80 touchdowns? It was a round number base of 10, but I think it said 14 different players have thrown touchdowns. Yeah. I think he had a streak of 1,000-yard seasons with, was it 4 different quarterbacks? I want to say
4. I think it was like 6.
Well, I mean, it was like 4 in a row with 4 different. It was a wild stat.
Yeah, but I think there was 2 of those seasons had split quarterbacks. I think there was, so I think it was like 6 quarterbacks or whatever in the entire 4-year run.
Listen, all this to say is that he's a special player. I've always enjoyed watching him play. He does some really incredible, subtle things to get himself open. He's got all the little tricks, releases. So I'm not surprised. I mean, obviously Patty's an incredible player, but D-Hop is, he's a Hall of Famer, and that's what he'll be when he's done. He's done it at a high level. He's done it without practicing, for a long time too, which is incredible. But Larry Fitzgerald used to tell me about him all the time when they got to play together in Arizona, just the type of guy that he was, and the athleticism and the feel. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to have D-Hop, on the team. We obviously never pulled the trigger, but yeah, phenomenal player, and looks good in 8. He's looking good in.
He does look good in 8.
Like
8's a good color or a good number for guys, and also like everything Patrick Mahomes needed. It feels like D-Hop helps with.
Yeah.
They needed help on third down. They needed help on intermediate stuff. They needed help on the short stuff. Red zone, they needed help. It's like he immediately helps everything. Did you feel that way with Devontae too for certain situations? And we talked about it on Friday, but you doing this to him, it felt like the old days. It felt like the old days.
Yeah.
And with G, obviously your relationship with Garrett, who is obviously an absolute dog. Is there moments where it's nice to have that guy? Like Patrick Mahomes, he threw that in triple team. That was 2 weeks together. They're 2 weeks together. They're going in to score on a big game. He throws that in triple coverage for him. Is it nice to have that rapport that quickly and to have Devontae back for certain situations?
Well, it's nice to have guys that have great feel. Obviously, both Tay and D-Hop, they got, really incredible feel for the game. Kind of know, if you watch the play that D-Hop had, it looked like he's running a basic from the right side, and then he just kind of feels the open spot and takes it up. I think there was a mention last night, maybe they talked to Pat, that said something about his body language is easy to read. And I think that's a really underrated part of the quarterback-receiver relationship, is knowing based on release patterns or when you see the guy at the top of his route, kind of what angle he's going to come out on, or what type of angle he's going to be exiting on is really important. Like the touchdown to Tay on Thursday, he had texted me about that play during the day on Thursday, which was cool. But he also, his release was pretty obvious, and not just. It was a read route, not just what he's going to do, but what angle he's going to come out on. Part of that's we played 8 years together, but the other part is he just, the way that he practices is the way that he plays. So everything that happens on the field on game day is stuff that he works on hard in practice. I think that's a really important part of being a professional. I knew right away based on his 1-2 that he was going to take it over the top and take it on that angle. So I could have, thrown that one blind, to be honest with you, just because a great receiver can do that for you. They can do that for you. They can basically tell you where to throw the ball. This is my release. Now throw it here. And I think that's what the great players do. And then they add a little subtlety to it. One of my favorite plays from D-Hop last night was, I think, when he caught you just showed the clip, that caught the Omaha there. and he's setting up the DB to miss the tackle, and it's a little play, but if he stops short there, it's I don't know what the 2nd and 3rd and 1, but he kind of like hesitates. What are they in here? So it's 2nd and 6. You get tackled there. It's 3rd and 1. Instead, you spin out of it. Not just that, but you're on the you catch the ball on the plus 38. Now they got Butker as a great kicker, but if you don't get that 3rd and 1, they got Vita Vea, they got big bodies inside. Now. No, and make a guy miss. Now you're in for sure for Butker. It's like damn near automatic range where he's at now. And now you're 1st and 10. The whole, just the whole idea changes. And it's just because he made a little subtle, like hesitate, caught the ball, knew what DB was, knew what the angle he was going to be on. And that's just stuff you can't teach. That's just a feel. That's just an instinct. And it's little plays like that win football games consistently. And, he's obviously a talented player. I love talking about D-Hop. He's a great player.
Aaron, we get so confused. It seems like every ex-player, and you're a current player still, obviously. You're old as shit, but you're still a current player. But anybody that's been around, anytime these trades happen, and it's like great player goes for like a 4th rounder, I'm like, are you fucking? Yes, I'll give up a 4th rounder for. And Randy went for a 4th rounder.
Yep.
And it's like, I've always been baffled at how much some teams value these draft picks, like 4th, 5th, or 6th rounders. It's like Mingo going for a 4th rounder here down to Dallas from the Carolina Panthers. All anybody on the internet saying is a 4th rounder. The guy was a 2nd rounder last year. He's got 2 rounds left. Like, people hold these picks in such high value, and then how do you put a value on D-Hop knowing after playing for so long that in overtime I'm gonna make a quick play? Like, I just feel like you get an experienced guy, you get him. That's why today is such a big deal, especially if you want to go on a run. But not everybody feels that way, Aaron. Not everybody feels that way.
Well, I mean, I played 18 years in Green Bay. I know how teams feel about draft picks.
Hey, they're still going, though. They are still going. Now,
they are, and they've made some great picks over the years.
Absolutely.
But there were a couple times where, maybe bringing in a Marshawn Lynch or maybe just that one guy to put it over the edge may have been worth it. But
that would have been fun.
You never know. You never know. You never know how it's going to jive in the locker room. That's the other part about some of these veteran guys. You never know how it's going to fit in the locker room. Is a guy going to fit in? Is he going to be part of the fabric of the culture? Is he going to make the culture better? Is he going to take away from it? So you never quite know with these things. That's why sometimes it's a crapshoot. But once you get it is interesting. I feel like draft picks are so important post-draft. Like when they're thinking about the next year, you're into the season now. We've played 9 weeks, and now they're a little tight with some of these, some of these picks. Some of the like you said, a Mingo going for a 4th when he was a 2nd, and I don't know what D-Hop went for, but Tay was a conditional 3rd. That's a superstar going for a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, guaranteed. He's already. We know. Mm-hmm. We know what we are getting here. Yep. Now, granted, the price is a lot more than a rookie contract, which is why the Saints potentially want to move on from Marshawn Lattimore, and they pick up a 3rd and 4th because their salary cap is in complete hell. But anytime these trades happen, it's amazing how GMs and some fans feel versus ex-players. You bring Marshawn Lynch in any locker room and be like, all players are like, yup, we give Marshawn for a 4th rounder. He will fit. We will make that work. But not everybody feels that way. It's an interesting dynamic, but teams that are going are going. Now, there are a few teams that are phenomenal. Get to watch them every single week. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Aaron, you mentioned when we talked to you last how excited you were to kind of watch Red Zone on Sunday. I assume you watched some of the Packers-Lions game. The stats on Jared Goff right now are insane. I think over the last 5 weeks, I don't know exactly what they are, but the Lions have more touchdowns than incompletions. It seems like every single first half he's played, he's not throwing any incompletions. And for a guy who was basically written off when he was traded from L.A. to there, how impressed have you been with him? And how much of that is, obviously everyone talks about how good their offensive coordinator is, but how much of that is not only that, but him kind of just everything clicking in his game as well?
Well, first of all, I love Jared. I mean, he's definitely a guy I pulled for. He was written off for sure. He was definitely written off. When the trade happened with Matthew, and I freaking love Matthew too. I mean, he's one of my favorite players to watch. The sentiment wasn't, it was just, trading places for these guys. It was, the Lions the Lions gave up franchise quarterback for Jared Goff. I mean, that's what the sentiment was. I'm not speaking out of my ass here, right?
That is, definitely. And they paid, and then they paid $30 million. It was a big part of it. Yeah, it was huge.
But what he's done is nothing less than sensational. I mean, it's hard to complete passes at that rate. I mean, what are they? It was 20, what was it, 20 last, how many games? Something like it was like 22 incompletions and 24, what was it? There was like, I can't remember what the stat was, but it was a ridiculous stat where you're like, how is this possible? Like 5 or 6 games and like only like 24 incompletions or something crazy like that. Like that's wild. It's wild. And he had like, what the stat was like 4 straight games of like not throwing incompletion in the first half or something.
Yeah.
Like
Bananas. Yeah.
It's bananas. It's and yeah, give credit to his coordinator for sure. But please give credit to this man. I mean, this is not easy. And being that efficient, like it's a testament for any quarterback, young or old. Like, he's throwing the ball downfield accurately, but he's being really smart with the football. Like it's obviously they got a good scheme. This route right here by Amon-Ra was amazing. He's a great player, but the ball's perfect. Back shoulder, high ball, perfect ball. Great celebration, by the way. Fantastic celebration.
Boom! Shawn Michaels bump.
But I don't think you can give Jared enough credit. I really don't. I think you can say, he's got great skill guys, and Montgomery's a great player, and Gibbs is a great player, and Amon-Ra is great, and the tight end's solid, and all this stuff. But there's a guy pulling the trigger, and he has been really damn good. And the Pack got a good defense. So he was – I know Ja didn't play, but super efficient, balls on time, balls coming out. They got a good line. Yeah. Like, tell me all about how great their supporting cast is. But Mr. Two Gloves there, he was he was kind of just business as usual, wasn't he?
Hey, first game outside, too. And it wasn't just outside. It was like pouring rain over there in Green Bay. And everybody thought that this was going to be – midnight for what's her name? Who went out there? Cinderella for Jared Goff, and instead he played even better somehow. That MC.
Well, we always felt like when the dome teams came to Green Bay, especially late in the year, like we had a big advantage.
Yes.
We always felt like make these dudes play catch outside. It's going to be different. And I don't think that was a Green Bay weather game. That was like the crappy game, like we had in 15 against the Bears, where it's like not cold enough to snow and it's raining and crappy. But we always felt like when it got real cold, those dome teams had a problem. But Jared, man, he's been playing incredible. We all got to give him the credit he deserves because, dude's been dialing it up. And, he's got some weapons. And, the line's really damn good and 2 good backs. But this dude's been on fire. And, he should be in the MVP conversation.
You know what the Detroit city chants in different places? Like, how cities have different chants? I assume Green Bay, it's Go Pack Go, right? Mm-hmm. Go Pack Go. And then these Pittsburgh is Here We Go Steelers, here we go. Everybody does everywhere. It happens.
Time.
Well, some people are saying it's Steeler time. I think that's kind of catching on in some groups. In Detroit, though, and they have 4 major sports.
Yep.
The chant is Jared Goff. Jared Goff. That's the chant. That is literally at the draft we heard it. Mm-hmm. They're doing it at hockey games. They're doing it like that is he's become their chosen son almost up there.
It happened last night at the Michigan State basketball game too.
Yeah, so Cal dude is like the guy over in Detroit, and I feel like it's a perfect match. That NFC North, Aaron, is fucking real deal right now. Real deal.
Yeah, they got 3 really good teams.
Oh,
love it.
They're figuring it out up there in Chicago.
Come on.
They're figuring it out up there in Chicago. Or maybe that wasn't
Well, listen.
who he was
they
talking
still got to play the Pac twice. So we'll see what happens.
Go ahead, AJ.
Hey, how do you feel physically? We know last game you were moving around a little bit more than you had, and you said you felt good going in. We've heard the whole cayenne pepper situation. I don't know if you're still on that secret potion, but how do you feel now, and what's the vibes like after a big win like this? I would imagine the facility feels a little bit better, even though you haven't really started your week.
Yeah, it feels a lot better.
Amen.
It was a long month plus of not winning a football game. So definitely the vibes are better. We're a little banged up though. Both our starting safeties have been out. But Jalen Mills played really well. Isaiah Oliver played really well. Our normal kind of dime safety as well. Ashton Davis has been out. So we've had 3 safeties out. We had both our guards go out in the game. Jake Hansen, who was filling in for ABT. Elijah, although his real name is Solomon. Elijah Lewis Vera Tucker was out.
Oh.
And then John Simpson got hurt in the game. So we had Olu Fashanu, who's never played a snap of guard at any level in his entire life. We just found that out on Monday in the meeting, playing right guard next to Morgan. And we had Max Mitchell, who's normally right tackle, and he's played a left tackle for us, playing left guard. So another big shout out to both those guys for the way they played. Max, I love, incredible energy. Little extra shout out for Olu just because he's never played a snap of guard any level in his life.
Hi, baby Olu.
And he went into right guard. So proud of those guys. We got to get healthy though. Personally, I'm feeling a lot better. It's been a stretch where my knee was a little banged up, my hamstring's been a little tight, but I've been feeling a lot better the last couple of weeks. And with this extra long break, and then we got 2 games in the bye week. Hoping the back half of the season I'm going to feel as good as I can after 10, 11 games.
Oh yeah, I forgot. In England, they almost snapped your leg like it was a chicken wing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, very close.
That almost happened. But you didn't miss a play, so it doesn't get really talked about. No, because that's like, but he's playing, isn't he? So
Stood back up.
Not even a conversation. So whenever you're running and scooting all around for a big gain, and then it gets called back, I can see why you're mad because this guy's been playing injured. Are you hurt or you injured? Both, son of a bitch.
I was disappointed. Not as mad, like I said, as I was at Corey and back in whatever 2014. But both plays though, I will say the Corey hold was real questionable back then, and the Olu hold also I feel like was a little.
I think so. I think it was a crap call. I think.
But again, the way the universe works, right? That gets called back. What happens on 3rd and 19? G makes a jump man catch, and away we go.
And definitely gets his shin in that isn't connected to his knee. That's definitely a catch.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Shin bone is connected to the
2 feet.
2 feet.
Yep.
The other foot bone.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on.
The other bone.
Well, yeah, big bone potentially could be connected to his shin. That's a great catch right there.
Crazy.
That's a big bone catch right there.
That is a big bone catch.
That is a big, maybe the biggest bone catch of all time. They're saying in there. And is that a part of a game that turns the entire season around? Ooh, could be.
Who knows? Yeah, hopefully we'll see.
Absolutely.
1 game at a time. 1 game at a time. But we have 2 in the bye week. So
Still with Adidas?
Yeah.
Garrett still with Adidas?
Yeah, because
that's a good question.
I know
I'm not
Aaron
sure.
is, but
yeah, because
I'm rocking hard with Adidas. 10 years with them. 3-stripe life.
Yeah, Devontae's like,
nobody cares. I don't pay me any money.
So that is, you've always been an Adidas guy. I just assumed you're one of their.
No. I was 10 years with the other company and 10 years now with Adidas.
See, in my head, you're Adidas guy. In my head, anytime I see something Adidas, like we'll go to some schools.
This is great. This is going to be the promo here for when they finally put me back in a commercial. It's going to be this moment right now.
Oh, their little ageism. They got you out of that commercial. Oh, wow.
Might not be just that.
Was it the
Might be other reasons.
Might not just be that. Might be something else.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh.
He almost ran for vice president.
Yeah, the jab thing.
What's that?
Jeez. I don't know if
you talking about Fauci?
Come on,
No,
Beast.
I don't think we're doing any
On
of
trade
that.
deadline day, we're talking
we're
Fauci?
not doing that. I mean, that could be the case, but anytime somebody has Adidas stuff, I always think to myself, I think Aaron wears Adidas stuff.
Yeah.
And I think Pat, right? Patrick Mahomes. Is he Adidas guy too?
Believe so.
Right?
Is Vaughn still
I always
with him?
thought so.
And then Methy's an Adidas guy?
Oh yeah,
That's
Metheny
definitely-
owns it.
Well,
What?
it's a different sport.
Keep
I mean,
it up.
Adidas
I love it.
runs soccer,
love it.
don't they?
Yeah.
No, Puma does.
Duh.
Big Puma now in the NBA with big Tyrese Halliburton. People forget.
yeah.
How long's your Adidas deal? Are we close?
We're just 1-year deals, I think, at this point.
We got these.
we gotta get this thing.
decent.
We gotta get a new.
He's Flacco.
We gotta get
We got the Flacco ones.
We got the Flacco ones. I'm sure you see the cleats lean with it, rock with it.
They do.
You know, to protect the joints. Whatever. Joey Flack's wearing these. Just something. If you got a thin foot, this is good. I don't think the fat-footed people are in a good spot, but maybe you create your own cleats. You know, maybe you create your own cleats and go on a run. Yeah. Speaking of you coming back, and you talk about, AJ just talked about how the body, especially out of the Achilles. There's another guy that's come back this year. AP Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, he didn't go to the Achilles factory with Dr. Neil Eltrosh like you did and JK did, who JK is unbelievable right now. But Kirk Cousins, I believe he got hurt week 8 last year was his Achilles, and now week 1 he couldn't get under center, and he's just been looking better and better each week. Like, as someone who obviously got hurt their Achilles last year, is impressive also what Kirk's doing?
Yeah, for sure, and definitely somebody I'm pulling for. I mean, I feel like I've been pulling for all the Achilles guys. If I see Cam Akers out there, I'm pulling for him. Unfortunately, Jalen Phillips got hurt again and had surgery, but I was pulling for him. Great dude. But yeah, of course. I mean, Kirk and I have played for so long in the league, had some good battles over the years. Always respect his talents and abilities. And yeah, week one, it didn't look like he was moving that great, but he's definitely been kind of getting better every week. They got some nice weapons. Looks like Pitt's getting involved. He's a talented guy. Mooney's had a really nice year. Drake London's a really good player. That back they got, both backs.
Algier and Robinson.
Algier and Robinson are both really talented. But again, Kirk's pulling the trigger and doing a great job. I got to say, I don't think you can underestimate the importance of when you have a guy like Raheem in there, and he's kind of set a culture the way he does. I've been around him a decent amount. I think he's a phenomenal coach, and I think he really gets it, how to relate to the players. And so I give Raheem a lot of credit for what he's done there. And then you bring in Kirk, and then what was everybody talking about, in April around the Falcons?
Draft.
Oh, they just picked, Penix. Like, how long is Kirk going to be there? And again, that's why these off-season stories are so ridiculous sometimes, because no one even remembers it or cares about that fact. Like, it's cool. He got in the game and threw a pass. I think he had a completion. That's awesome. And he'll have, I hope he, because he's a Pac-12 guy, Conference of Champions. I hope he has a nice long career. But right now it's Kirk time, and he's been playing really well. I think they're 6-3. I think they're first in. I'm sure they're first in the South there, but. Yeah, he's had a really nice start to the season, and I'm just most happy that he looks like he's moving well. It looks like he's moving in and out of the pocket. He's not, he's like me. We're not running for a ton of first downs or really running a whole lot, but be able to move a little bit in the pockets definitely helps.
He is dancing more though.
Yeah.
He's dancing a lot. He's swag surfing. Yeah. He's doing it all down there.
That's important. All the good stuff. Yeah.
He's got a good.
Maybe you need to start dancing a little bit.
New pregame speech is unbelievable.
Yeah, we fight no cap. Walk in your trap. Take over your trap.
Yep.
Talk that crap. Clickety clack.
And repeat.
Bring it bickety back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he drinks? Because I don't know if he smokes. Or smoke. I don't know if he smokes either. But I don't know if he swears.
Is Kirk Cousins high as shit?
He might be a smoker.
Smoke cigarettes.
I could see him ripping cigs.
Pall Mall 100s.
Sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he's doing the full?
All the time.
Right out the gate.
Maybe tripping balls in that basement.
Yeah, he might be in that locker room he has down there. But he moved.
You think they made him cut out all the cigarette shots from the quarterback show?
Come on.
Stop.
What's going on?
It's my more.
That's a good fire. That's a good fire.
Good job, Coop.
I don't think he swears or drinks. I'd assume.
No, I think he gets hammered.
I bet he gets nuked.
Church wine.
Yeah. Ripping it.
Jesus blood.
He's when he's getting communion, he's downing
Communion.
Yeah.
Oh, he's saying I'll do it.
You have to fill that back up.
Church wine. That's the blood of Christ.
And what do you,
Are they using rosé now in church? For,
I don't know, the last time,
communion?
your wedding is the last time that I was offered. Was that booze in there, or was that?
Oh, yeah.
That was actual booze.
Yeah.
Red wine. Yeah.
Nice red.
I thought it was grape juice.
I thought it was some Martinelli's or something.
No, it's a nice Chianti.
Welch's.
I thought it was fake.
No.
I didn't know you guys actually hammering booze in.
Oh yeah, it's the real deal, brother.
I did this number here. You don't need to be giving me. Well, I don't know if I deserve it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I didn't know I could have got an opportunity to have a little booze in there.
Oh yeah.
Start the party early.
That's right.
Man.
Wow. 2024. You guys are putting booze in there?
Yeah.
Big time.
That's how they're getting the young people to come back to church.
All right.
They're losing some membership.
Listen, no ID needed here. Just need the Lord. Come on in. God bless them all. God bless them all. Speaking of God blessing, there's a man who is a freak show athletically and an incredible talent who was on your team but never really was. D-Bud has a question
and
for you.
Speaking of coming back or just coming in, Haason Reddick showed up, obviously, and look, quarterback, most important position. I think second after that is a guy that can rush the passer and make him uncomfortable. And Haason Reddick, obviously, has been doing that for a long, long time. What's the addition of him been like, not only on the field, but locker room vibes-wise? How's it been having Haason Reddick in the building?
Well, DB, I think in general, when you bring in a guy like that, the production actually doesn't matter in the beginning. It's the clout and the kind of career that a person's had that gives you a little bit of extra confidence. Just seeing 7 on the field, you're like, oh, here we go. You know what I mean? Whether or not the production, matches it right away, and we all know once he gets going, he was going the other night. I mean, he had a half sack, he had a bunch of pressures, but he didn't have like 4 sacks, but that's hard to do. We had 8 sacks as a team. I know Big Mike had a couple, and I think Quinton was in on one, and DJ Reed had a sack, but Haason was all over the place. But it's really the confidence. I think when he walked in the building, everybody's like, okay, all right, now it's time. Now, no excuse. We got him, we got Tay. Like, let's go win some games and get going. But he's he's not a real loud guy. He's kind of a quiet guy, goes about his business, but he's about that action, as they say. He's a tough dude. He's an instinctual player, and he's got a high motor. So we're glad he's back with us, and hope he gets as many sacks as he possibly can, so he can get whatever money back he didn't get for holding out. But we're glad he's back in the building, and glad he's a Jet.
Did you guys clap? What was the? Because we were
slow
trying
clap. We slow clapped him in the first team meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys did?
Yeah, he was a little confused, but I think he liked it.
Did he have to do the stand-up, Haason Reddick? Hear this from this school. This is how much they paid me. Do you have to do all that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Signing bonus. One fun fact about him that you couldn't Google. He's a juggler. He's a big juggler. Yeah,
makes sense.
Did he have to say how much you got fined for?
I thought it was a samurai.
Yeah, everyone knew that.
Signing bonus, $8 million. Fines in total, because I haven't been here, as you guys have realized, $7 million. Net,
he also
$1 million.
He's got a couple of samurai swords, and he likes to cut watermelons in the backyard.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, because he was in Japan.
Yeah,
right?
he's been in Japan.
He was in Japan this past off season. Slow clap.
Favorite movie is 47 Ronin.
Classic.
Come on.
Starring Keanu.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, Keanu. We knew that. I knew that movie for sure. I absolutely knew
I thought he would have said Last Samurai, but no, he said 47 Ronin.
Also a good option.
So have you felt pretty obligated to go, introduce yourself to him and get to know him? How is that? Because he wasn't in the building at all, right? Did people not know him? Did you guys not know him at all?
No, but it was like I said to DB. When you walk in the room, it's like, oh, there's Haason. You just know it. There's Haason. He's a stud. He's gonna help us out. Yes, I'm gonna go talk to him, introduce myself, get to know him because
Aaron Rodgers. It is great to see you.
That's kind of how it went.
That's awesome. Think about him going in there thinking maybe it's awkward, maybe it's not. Then he gets in there and everybody's like, thank fucking God, this guy is here.
Fresh legs.
We need your money. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Look out for the Jets. Huh? Got the Colts in 2 weeks. That's obviously troubling, but that game's not going to be... Go ahead.
Joe's not turned 40 yet, though, right? We're not going to be a couple 40-year-old starters. I think he's January, I believe.
Is it January 6th?
January 16th.
No, that's that guy over there.
Yeah, well, this is his half birthday today, right? Today is his half birthday, and then January 6th is his actual birthday.
His half birthday is on trade deadline?
Yeah,
bumped it
ipso
up.
facto.
Yeah, it's like leap year.
You remember his birthday party a few years back? You were there. It was at the Capitol.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if
weren't you wearing something on your head?
Yeah,
it was your birthday.
Brought some bricks.
I don't remember that. That was crazy that's where you had your birthday party.
I know.
Yeah, AJ, that was wild.
Well, there is a laser tag underneath.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've heard about that.
Yeah.
The 6th grade, our school went
Great field trip.
on a DC field trip. Maybe the most productive thing from our school system
All time.
that I've ever been a part of. AJ did that, too, at Centerville and said, I want to have my birthday there, January 6th.
Please.
And he did that as an adult. We're very pumped you did that. 2020, January 6th, want to have your birthday party there, AJ.
Costume party.
Happy birthday, AJ.
Happy birthday, Hawk.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Check the tapes. You saw I was here doing a program. You know that.
He's got a helicopter, though.
Green screen.
How many clones are there?
Green screen, yeah.
Helicopter in DC. It's a long ride.
Green screen. Green screen.
All those things could be the case. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Aaron, obviously huge day today and even a bigger night tonight. Do you have any plans? You got anything kind of cooking tonight? And then just sidebar, what appeals more to you, no income tax or legalized marijuana?
All right.
Which one?
Okay, we don't need any.
Valid question.
Connor told me he was going to ask about plans tonight, and then obviously the Colts game not being a night game anymore, how those tie together.
Oh, yeah, those
Whatever
two.
question you would like to answer, obviously, is on you.
Until this moment, I didn't realize that you actually got prepped on the questions before. So you
No, they write it. There's a dry erase board. Dry erase board.
And I wrote something much different.
Yeah, it's a dry erase board as we roll through. It's pretty good. It's a fun little game. And sometimes people write terrible things on these dry erase boards while I'm having a conversation with somebody. And, that's quite a battle of professionalism that I'll never get credit for not laughing in people's faces. So that doesn't get chatted about. But nonetheless, yeah. Plans tonight, big one. You having a house party like it's Halloween, and then night game no longer with the Colts. Are you bummed out about that? Do you feel disrespected? That's a good question.
I love your redirecting.
Well, I mean, we got to get
to it. Neither of my questions really answerable, to be fair.
I can answer them. I don't care.
Well, we know. Yeah, we know.
I don't have any big plans tonight. I'm going to probably watch some cut-ups of the Arizona Cardinal defense. So I'll be watching a lot of number 3 because, like I said, that guy's good, really good.
Flashes.
And no, I will not be having any parties. This is, and somebody can fact check this probably. I don't remember another time when I was a starter where a Sunday night game I was supposed to play and got flexed out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's happened. No, you know what? Maybe it has happened before. Versus Ty might know, versus maybe a opponent that was struggling late in the season. I feel like even in those times that we still
I don't think so.
held the slot because the pack is a draw. But I will say, as much as we love Sunday night and we love NBC, like of course Sunday Night Football is amazing. Monday Night Football is cool too. It's just Monday and short week, not as cool. That's just I think the sentiment across the league for NFL players. Thursday night sucks, short week, love the weekend off. But Sunday 1 o'clock are the best games. I mean, Sunday 1 o'clock are the best games. You get up, go to the stadium, play the game, go home. So as much as you love playing on NBC and the program continues on YouTube, we're looking forward to the 1 o'clock game.
I'll tell you what, as a guy who played in a lot of primetime games and then only had a couple 1 o'clock games, it is nice playing primetime every once in a while.
Yeah, that's from a guy who played 20 years on primetime.
Yeah, and I do appreciate he's like, I don't remember ever getting flexed out of primetime.
No way.
That's because you're a draw, brother. 73 in primetime games. We're continuing on YouTube. Nailed it. There we go. Hey, Aaron, I thought you were going to take that thing all the way to the break there. I wish you would. I did want to get your take on the Colts primetime game getting shifted to 1 o'clock though, because obviously here, Colts fans are like, oh, we can't even
get
a primetime game on.
I know what I was looking at the schedule, and there's actually the Bengals, but there was one other game I thought they were going to pull from for sure. If somebody can bring up the schedule for that week, but there was one other game that seemed to have a couple first place teams that I felt like Ravens Steelers. I think that was the one. Yeah. But I think that might have been 425, and maybe they were having a hard time because there's some rules about which games you can flex out, and then the other game has an option to move it to a prime spot or whatever. So there's all different.
So
the networks. That's what I mean. The networks.
Nick just told me that it was at 1 o'clock, but the Steelers already had 2 primetime games or something. What was the?
I believe they've already had 2 Sunday night games this year. So I don't think they went.
That doesn't matter though. That doesn't matter. I mean,
I agree,
it's too early.
I agree.
Is there one? I think there was one other game too. There was like 3 games that I felt like they could move. It's the Bengals, Chargers,
KC Buffalo.
KC Buffalo. That's the other one. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, 2 first place teams. That's what I was thinking of. No offense, Tone.
No, that was on me. That was definitely my fault.
Yeah, Ravens.
Steelers, Ravens are in the same division. So,
yeah.
But I knew there was 2 first place teams. I thought they would go for that one, but obviously that must be 425. CBS and CBS wouldn't trade that. But yeah, I mean that's it. Look, we want to play on primetime for sure, and we owe the primetime obviously schedule makers. At least they said so. But 1 o'clock games are the best. So we'll be excited about 1 o'clock, and it's going right into the bye. So shoot.
What do you owe?
What are they? Who said what? Somebody said something there. Yeah, there's a little petty. There was a
who do you
sauce on that. Yeah. Fuck who?
No, remember the schedule maker. It's just stating a fact. The schedule maker said, that we owe them. That the Jets, or me personally, owes the primetime people because they put us in primetime 6 times last year, and I got hurt in the first friggin' drive of the game.
Oh, when they say that?
Jeez.
Yeah, who?
You don't remember this? This is another off-season story that nobody gives a shit about once the season starts.
We talked about it. Did we talk about it?
No. This was the schedule maker. Literally, or somebody associated with the NFL said, "Oh, how come you guys gave the Jets so many games?" Well, we're expecting this and this and this, and they owe us.
You got so pissed when you heard that. This month.
Do you?
No, I
Do you think you owe
I
them?
don't. No, I don't care. I
No,
don't
you
care.
did.
I just,
you went through
I-
Achilles. You think I
come
wanted
on.
to tear my Achilles, pal? You think that's what I was looking at? NFL schedule maker. Jets.
It
kind
makes
of
me
owe
laugh.
us.
It makes me laugh. Yeah, kind of us. Yeah. Debacle. Debacle. Really?
I think that was Chris Bumbaca's. I think that was Chris Bumbaca's remix on the entire
Bumbaca.
thing there. I think
Debacle.
Bumbaca loves the word debacle. I mean, that's Bumbaca football there.
How dare
Always
you
has
get
it.
hurt and ruin their schedule, Aaron?
Damn it.
That's crazy.
He's just kind of owe us, don't you think? We put him in TV, prime time. They're supposed to carry the league. And then this guy goes ahead and says, you know what? Pop my Achilles.
Yeah.
Plays it.
Then
Zach
he gets
Wilson
hurt.
was a sweet boy.
I can see how you take it that way. I can see how you take it that way. yeah.
Bumbaca throws a debacle on it.
Debacle.
Bumbaca said, I didn't say it. It's kind of, you heard what they
It is
said.
what it is.
Bumbaca.
Oh, Bumbaca put that debacle part in there. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's
what-
classic
But hey,
Bumbaca.
hey, classic Bumbaca.
That's Bumbaca football.
Bumbaca football. That is. Bumbaca will say that there's headline writers. So Bumbaca will say that I wrote the piece and then it's turned in, submitted to editors, and then there's headline writers. Believe me, we've been in
Yeah,
this
let's
song.
not trash Bumbaca. He's
We
not
don't
a
know if it's
bum, you know. He's just
Bumbaca.
out here doing his
I
job.
don't think it was Bumbaca.
Bumbaca wanted to
When
bring up
Bumbaca.
that the schedule maker said Jets kind of owe us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So then the headline maker over there was like,
I got something else for that.
don't you worry about
But
that.
maybe you should Google search in the back Bumbaca, COVID toe. See if there's any connection.
Okay, Tovid, I don't know.
Yeah,
Then maybe there's some
What's his
connection.
name,
you know?
Dave?
Chris
Bumbaca.
Bumbaca.
Chris Bumbaca. Chris,
Maybe
that's
he's
great.
I think
name.
Bumbaca might just get it done too. I don't know if you need a
It's
first
Chris
name.
Bumbaca. Says the debacle. Yeah, this guy.
Bringing
he's
the
man.
Bumbaca.
Oh my God.
I'm a fan.
Five,
I'm a
boom, 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 Bumbaca.
Dude, you got a last name that rhymes with Chewbacca? That's
Oh,
pretty good.
Sick.
and debacle.
Pretty good.
Yeah, there's not a lot of names that rhyme with debacle or Chewbacca.
Do you think old Bumbaca woke up today and thought he'd be mentioned 22 times on the PMS show today?
Well, we would like Bumbaca to know who is a journalist. Hashtag journalistic standards. We'd like Bumbaca to know. Whenever you hear about these greats that are at the top and they're looking for anything to get your name in your article is associated.
No, I didn't even know it was a
Definitely.
Bumbaca article. I didn't know it was a Bumbaca article.
Well, what you created,
I-
Bumbaca, is something that is certainly a
Way to go, Boom.
the schedule maker, huh? Okay. Oh, the schedule maker.
But
Good
obviously
headline
hasn't worked yet this year.
Chris Bumbaca has talked about after testing positive for COVID-19 and missing a game in October, Rodgers suffered a fractured pinky toe that nagged him for the remainder of the season, but gradually improved. He broke his clavicle.
No COVID
He's,
thing.
he's aware that you had a toe.
No.
No, yeah, that was not COVID.
Nah.
That was not
No.
COVID
No.
at all. He was just reporting an
Hey.
injury that happened
No,
when
we-
running to the bathroom in the middle of the night, right?
What did happen?
We're big fans of Bumbaca.
We love
we
We like
Bumbaca.
Bumbaca.
Yeah.
Bumbaca's not a debacle. No, he's
Send
more like-
him a for the brand shirt. I think we should do that.
to Bumbaca.
Yeah.
These are available now at store.patmcafeeshow.com. If they're not available now, they'll be available in
Didn't
about an
Shaggy make a song about Bumbaca?
Yeah.
Mr. Bumbaca.
Yeah, you're right. I knew it.
I was singing a little bit ago, not good enough, obviously, because you did not hear it.
Do you think?
I
do you think?
I definitely was definitely searching Bumbaca. That's
Do you think when he sings that song back, he puts his own last name in it?
Yeah.
I'm Chris Bumbaca. You're a debacle. Yeah. Dick as big as Chewbacca. I couldn't even imagine all the remixes that Chris Bumbaca's got in it. He's a good writer, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good writer, Bumbaca.
Yeah.
The headline maker, though, don't like.
Yeah, not his fault.
Yeah, Bumbaca's boss.
That's the editor.
Is a problem.
Well, no, I think that's a different department. I think Bumbaca's got a boss, sends it to boss. Boss then sends it to newspaper. Newspaper says, hey, headline department.
Spice this up. Bumbaca's got nothing for the fucking headline.
Yeah.
He went to Wisconsin. He's a Big Ten guy.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Shout out.
Bumbaca. He's probably followed you.
Bumbaca went to Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Probably
we're
covered
loving
the
this.
Packers.
Do we have,
Chris Bumbaca
You know, we
looks
got
like
a
a
good
dog.
handle.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
good
Look,
handle.
look at the handle.
Guy's awesome.
Boom.
Brad, there we go. man. See,
5'6".
I knew we,
Long
at
Oh, he's in
Bumbaca.
D.C., yeah.
Uh-oh. Get out of there,
Where is he
Bumbaca.
today? Yeah.
It's locked down there.
Get
That's
out
why
of
they
there.
got
Hey,
Marshawn
he's
Lattimore.
followed by Andrew Whitworth, you know?
Yeah,
Huge.
and Josiah Johnson.
What?
Bumbaca. Boom. 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 Bumbaca. That's awesome. Shout out to Bumbaca. That motherfucker's real.
On Wisconsin, man. Love it.
That's right. Hey, you follow, did you keep up with the college ball this weekend? Ohio State gets a big win over Penn State. I think you kind of predicted that.
Yeah, Wisconsin looked good.
Wisconsin got beat, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Iowa beat the fucking shit out of them.
There's no reason for that. There's no reason.
That was a good setup, Ty. That was a good setup.
Backup quarterback.
But you're
too.
welcome. I already knew that. I was playing it back to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
It's good. Just like whenever Bakhtiari chugs the beer, you choose not to make Bakhtiari look good.
Yeah.
It's a good teammate. Nobody ever talks about it. Backup quarterback for Iowa is seemingly good.
Yeah, I mean, at least 1 billion times better than Cade McNamara. So, it's one of those things where had we gone with him the whole year, we'd be 8-1 right now, maybe looking at possibly getting into the college football playoff. But instead,
maybe the Copper Bowl, maybe the Humanitarian Bowl.
Yeah, we'll see.
The Copper Bowl this year, I heard their gifts, the bowl gifts are
great.
Copper.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Exactly. Sweet backpack. Sweet backpack.
Sullivan will be able to play next year, though, too, right? Because he's getting this late start.
No, I believe this is it for him, unfortunately, as well.
So when he gets going good, it's just for the Copper Bowl.
Pretty much. Well, and Kirk actually said right after the game, they asked him, like, wow, how impressed were you with Brendan Sullivan? He was like, well, I'm just looking forward to getting Cade back next week. I haven't even thought about, so he couldn't even be like, wow. Our offense looked 1,000 times better with this kid. Who would
Are you
know?
losing faith in
No,
Kirk? Are
he's
you
got
one of
one
Kirk's
more.
dogs?
He's got one
No.
more eligibility.
He does. Okay, there we go. He's got a COVID year left. So we got the guy. We got the guy. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty fucking good.
Ohio State gets a big win. Aaron, big win, Ohio State over Penn State.
Listen, the SEC is the class of college football. I don't know why we're talking about any other school, but some school in the SEC, except for Oregon. But Oregon, I don't view as a Big Ten school. They're a Pac-10 school still. But Oregon and the SEC, that's what the playoffs going to be all
Well, what about Miami? Miami's all the way back. Cam Ward.
Spinning it.
Miami should have got beat by the Golden Bears,
All right, Aaron. Take it easy, brother.
Although I do really like Cam Ward. That guy's a baller.
How about him changing
Big
the
fan.
whole culture down there? Legitimately.
Big fan.
And
But look at it. You got Georgia. Ohio State's going to lose to Michigan probably. Texas is in the SEC now, right?
yeah, but I still
Tennessee,
consider him a
SEC.
Big 12 school like you did with Oregon there.
I'm hoping that.
You look up.
What do we got here? Where's the
familiar
Boise
yourself
State?
with Cincinnati.
Washington State at 20? Washington State at 20. They have one loss. They got a chance. I don't know how Iowa State's in front of them. That's kind of weird. We got Army. The Black Knights are 8-0, and they won with a backup quarterback this last week.
That's right.
Would love to see them. BYU, the Storm and Mormons there are having a great season.
Great season.
Notre Dame somehow's up there. I'm not sure if we've checked in on Northern Illinois in a while after they won, but I think they got blown out by a couple. They've
been hot since, though. Notre Dame's been hot
put 'em?
since. They've been hot since, Notre Dame.
I'll ask her to AJ and all the college football pundits now. Is this game this weekend between Alabama and LSU an elimination game, or is SEC so strong you could get a 3-loss team in the playoff?
Good question.
Definitely. You can get 3-loss team in, no question, I think.
Yeah, I think
So it's not an elimination game.
Potentially. There's a couple out there. Like Ole Miss, Arkansas was this past week, like a potential elimination game, but we don't know how it's going to shape up because there's 12 teams. This is the first time this has happened. Now, obviously, the 5 champions, the 4 champions of the P4, and then the highest ranked Power 5, Group of 5 champion makes its way in there. And then the other 7 spots are kind of up for grabs there. So there was a thought going into the season, like a 3-loss team from Big Ten and 3-loss team from the SEC are definitely going to make it in there. And then somebody even said, what about a 4-loss one at the beginning of the season? Everybody was kind of cannibalizing each other from the Big Ten and the SEC. And then inevitably, we don't know how it's going to shape up. Because there is some cannibalization going on. And then there's also not a lot of consistency with a lot of teams. Oregon's the first number 1 team to continue to win. People get the number 1 title and then they lose. And then they'd get another win and they lose. It's like there's been so much inconsistency, and it's our first time doing a 12-team playoff. I think 3-loss team can definitely make it, but I'm not sure how many of those there's going to be at this point of the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it now, there's I do think LSU Alabama is a
potential elimination.
It's an elimination game
for both of them. Yeah.
Yes.
But they might
I
not
think
even.
It should be.
You
I think it should be. 3-loss team over a 1-loss former Pac-12 team. Come on. But I'm
Why don't you get a
interested after
vote?
that
Why don't you get in the
conversation.
vote? Why don't you get in the college
After
football
that
playoff?
conversation, there was a term that was used that I feel like BC might have perked his ears up about a little bit.
What was that?
Started with the C, ended with cannibalism.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about humans eating humans? I'm talking about teams.
No. Oh, you're talking about teams. That's what I'm talking about. You have
Teams.
teams beating each other. I wanted to hear what his take was on teams beating each other. You got a great league like the SEC, and everybody's beating each other. They deserve to be in it over Washington State, who doesn't have actually a league because the Pac-12, turned his back on everybody.
Yeah, what's that about?
And they
Conference of Champions?
What happened?
R.I.P. Bill Walton. Thank you for my life. Love you, Bill.
Rest in peace, Bill.
Rest in peace, Bill.
in peace, Bill.
I mean, a one-loss Indiana needs to get in, no matter what.
Big Ten, I think Big Ten has good representation. It's going to become a two-conference thing. Going to become
Big Ten's going to get Oregon in, and
IU,
Ohio State.
But Penn State's going to miss they're set up good too because they can miss the Big Ten championship game, so you don't have to lose another game and get in.
Yeah, but I thought they're not going to get in because James Franklin killed that kid after the game because he felt.
No, the kid walked away.
What? Okay.
Remember?
I thought they ended up.
No, the kid walked away.
Thought he was a speed bump.
Was it the same kid that got his phone? I mean, nobody has anybody.
That's a good question.
what was he gonna do to the kid if he got the kid's name?
He was just going to go expose him with the
Report
podium.
him.
I got assholes named Ricky
his-
Barrett outside,
Report him.
thinking they got it all figured out.
Leak his social security.
What did he say that was so bad?
You fucking
stink.
suck.
Yeah, you
Well, I don't
fucking
know.
blow. You can't win the big game, I think he said.
I don't know what he said. I don't know.
You stink.
I thought he said something about the red zone trips and lack of points.
Yep.
He gave like a sophisticated shit talk. I love that.
Yeah, he said hey, don't run the same play 3 times in a row on the goal line.
I like that.
Maybe that's why he asked for his name. Like, you
He
need a
wants to hire
fucking
him.
job.
Yeah, let's get this guy on the offensive side. Maybe. We don't know because the
I
kid
think
want to give him his
I
name.
think we need, we need that guy. There need to be a. They showed him on the game. Have you ever seen? Age, you probably remember this. There's a guy that hangs on the edge of the tunnel that the opposing team comes out of in Seattle that always has amazing signs.
Yes.
Can we find those signs from this weekend that he had about McVay?
Sure.
But he used to have the most ridiculous signs, and there needs to be more like well-placed trash talking fans with signs. They just hold. If the guy's just holding the sign up, what does James Franklin do?
You're
Just
right.
holding the sign up. You
And
can't
everybody
win the big
sees
home
it.
or whatever.
Everybody hears it and sees it too. I mean, that's why. Go ahead.
But he had something about McVay being like a high school level coach or something, and going to be a assistant special teams coach or something. It was a pretty good. No, they lost the game, but he always had great signs and great trash talk. Whoever this fan is, who always sat on the edge of the tunnel there. But
Seattle sign super fan.
Is that the same fan who got John Morrow riled up? Showed his rings at? The flash his ring. I was in Seattle, right?
Yeah, John Morrow was flexing, right? His
Might have been the
Super
same
Bowl-
guy.
Maybe. What the hell happened to your hand?
who got? I just got it cut up a bunch of times.
Hair removal.
From what? Okay? You all right? Yeah. Is it laser hair removal? That's a good question.
Yeah,
You got hairy
IV or
hands?
something.
It was bleeding.
So you can cut through the air quicker.
I've been bleeding. I've been bleeding a little
Steelers
bit.
game
Thanks,
the game
Age.
before that.
You're bleeding out right now? You okay? Is everything
You
all
on
right?
blood thinners?
That's a good question.
No.
I did see that.
Age,
Was
don't
that
make
from a helmet?
Age, don't make me come after you right now. I don't want to do it. Okay? I don't want to come after you right
We
now.
don't want to talk about
We
the
know
cut?
it'll all be realistic. Yeah, why don't you want to talk about the cut?
What is everything all right?
No, I just got a cut like 4 games going, and it keeps kind of getting it. Like Pittsburgh
see
game,
it?
it kind of broke open last week. It's covered up, man. I got a little.
Did you
bandage.
glue it?
Chill.
Yeah,
You glue
glue
it,
it
get
shut.
stitches.
AJ, you're about to be in trouble, brother.
Yeah, he's walking in the Thunderdome, isn't he? He's walking right. He's trying to open the door to the Thunderdome. I don't love it.
Keep it up, bro. Keep it up.
The glue, though, there is glue.
Oh yeah,
Have you?
Oh yeah, super glue.
John Wick.
Yeah.
People do that. I don't know if I could super glue.
John Wick. Yep.
Dog.
glue it.
Yeah, big time.
Absolute dog. He's racing
Had
cars.
a dog. Had a dog. They killed it like that squirrel.
Peanut, rest in peace. Holy shit.
Why? What happened?
I don't know.
What is more tragic? What's more tragic? John Wick's dog getting killed, the squirrel getting killed, or Harambe getting killed?
Harambe.
Harambe,
The dog.
Harambe
Two of them
Wow.
actually happened.
Sure.
I was going to say what age is.
What's that?
Two of those things actually. Those happened.
John Wick's dog didn't die?
It did die. Don't was his fucking asshole.
For the movie, they killed it.
Yeah.
What, for the movie? What are you talking about? John Wick's a documentary, is it not?
Real life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Based on a true event.
Harambe was a big one.
Yeah, it was.
That felt like a big one.
It wasn't even his fault.
Everybody was
choice.
mourning Harambe, but Peanut kind of did have quite a.
It also wasn't just Peanut; it was Fred too. So it's kind of a
the
double.
raccoon.
Yeah, Fred the raccoon also.
Wait till they gut.
All right. All right.
Oh my God.
All right.
Wait till they gut Moo Dang. People are gonna lose their mind.
Hey, that fat hippo, yeah. That thing is.
I'm sick and fucking tired of this. I'll be honest.
I didn't know. It's my first time watching Peanut do Peanut stuff.
Pretty cool, right?
I've seen a water skiing squirrel.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, if that thing dies, we got problems.
Why did they end up killing it? Well, I didn't.
You
I didn't
tell us.
see it.
You're in New York.
Couldn't you
bub.
put him in the
It's a
wild?
spy.
Can you put him in the wild?
Public safety threat.
Endorsed.
A Chinese
He just
spy.
pooped him. He just pooped
Trust
him.
this guy.
AQ just texted me and said, I echo Aaron's sentiment.
We know who it is.
No.
Yeah, we don't need an update from him.
No, about the Seattle sign guy.
Oh, he likes the Seattle
Loves
sign
the
guy.
Seattle sign
He was
guy.
in the Cardinals organization for a while. Obviously, went up to Seattle a lot. They're saying, like, Bills Mafia took over Seattle, I guess, last week is what they said. And then, obviously, Rams go in there and win again. I hope that doesn't happen. Seattle being a home field juggernaut is, like, one of our sports great things, you know? I never got to play up there. I'm bummed out about it. Very bummed out about it. It's a loud place.
We had a couple games up there.
Yeah, a couple. I remember them. Pretty fun. Was that the
Yeah.
Sure was.
And
this one?
Those refs stink.
So got the refs back. Yeah.
Thanks for doing that for us, guys. Thanks for sacrificing. How do you feel about the refs? They're doing a good job this year.
Yeah, they're not grabbing a lot of headlines. I don't think that's a good thing for them. They got a tough job to do. There's I think that as much as we were interested how much interaction there was, before they admitted that there was another ref up in the booth, it really does help. These quick corrections, I think are really great.
Agreed.
For the sport, for the refs, they got a tough job to do. Everything happens in real time, really quick. But for the most part, most of those men and women are really good communicators. They care about the game deeply. They want to just do a good job and don't want to be a story. And I think they've done a pretty damn good job. So
I think so.
shout out to the refs. They got a tough job, but they haven't been a story. So they must have been doing pretty damn good. I was teasing Hockley about one of the greatest runs of my recent career. He decided to throw a flag on it, but love the interactions with the refs. There's a lot of
Long
great
before
ones
they
I've seen
admitted
over
they
the
were
years.
using it, huh? Long before they admitted they were using it? I like that because we were pushing for this.
Not long before. I mean, but there was definitely a time where there was getting some help up there, and it's great.
Smart.
They should.
Yeah, I agree.
Great. They got a really fucking tough job. But I thought before that there was some admission. Like every now and then I'd peep in and hear something. There was conversation going that they're looking at something up top. It's great as long as you get the call right. Perfect.
That's right. That's all we're looking for, refs. We want to help you out. Let technology help you so you don't get your ass booed out of the stadium.
Yeah.
But most of the time, they've been pretty right on. It's actually, I think even with this extra help, I feel like they've gotten even better at it. And they, over the years, a lot of stuff's changed with the referees. The spots, I think the spots have gotten really, really good. The interpretation of the calls, I think has gotten better. And then, letting plays go. That was always a thing early on when they started reviewing the turnovers. I think they've done a really good job of letting plays go and then being able to fix it on the back end. So,
All right. I think the refs deserve credit because we'll definitely fucking.
yeah, definitely.
We will saw them down.
Yeah.
Well, we are not scared to with these microphones right here. Not scared to be like, hey, it's not about you, Stripes. People getting fired, lives getting ruined because you can't do your fucking job. Then you don't have to answer to anybody. You get to go hide to a pool reporter and lie and then disappear, and then we see you next week, and then somehow you get a Super Bowl and an entire career, and you can have a full another career. That's what we have to say every time they fuck up big games. This year they haven't been doing it.
No.
Got to sing their praises.
Well, and this year, too, is more so about the calls they haven't made versus making it about them throwing the flag. Like the Darnold face mask and then the Kyle Pitts no PI, Chiefs, Falcons. Like, those are both in prime time, but not as big of a story just because they weren't making it about
How
themselves.
come the New Jersey Devils put out a tweet saying, instead of watching the Chiefs get a late call that you don't like, watch us, we're playing tonight? Did you see that?
That's Bush League.
That's good internet.
Well, that's just New Jersey football.
Yeah, it is. Are you into hockey over there? What are you were at the Rangers game. When was that? Last year? 2 years ago?
Listen, I'm a recent recipient of a piece of paper that says I'll in the future I'll be getting a New Jersey driver's license.
Nice.
I'm registered to vote in the great state of New Jersey.
Did you?
So I back all things New Jersey.
Nice.
You're
But
real
the Devils want to do that. Fuck it, let's go, man.
New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. Bring the Nets back.
New Jersey rep here. Hope you got out there. Yeah, we know we're head-to-head with Monday Night Football tonight, but if you don't have the stomach to watch a Chiefs win a late flag, make sure you tune into a real
And
game.
shout out to my good friend Steve. He's from Jersey. His wife is also from Jersey, and I have to make it known that New Jersey and Long Island are two way different places.
Completely.
Okay, and a lot of the people on the Jersey Shore TV show are actually not from Jersey, so I have to get that out there. But love those people, and I guess that not all of them are even from Jersey. Maybe I don't know if any of them are.
Drop this word when you're over there. I think it's called Benny's. Go ahead and drop that one. That is a.
What does that mean?
Well, as a New Jersey person, I think you're allowed to say that. But that's all the people that travel into Jersey. I think is what they're.
Oh, it's like Fibs in Wisconsin.
Is that
Ty? You know.
Ty doesn't know.
Yeah, I'm not from Wisconsin.
AJ does though, I assume.
I don't think so.
Wow, AJ, do you even play for the Packers? What are we even talking about?
Well, I think he's trying to slander people. I think it's like a rude thing, so I don't know that. I'm all about positivity.
Well, it's people that are coming up and taking our land, taking our jobs from the state below us in Wisconsin.
Okay. Happy NFL trade deadline day. Happy NFL trade deadline Tuesday, November 5th. Aaron, we appreciate the hell out of you, brother. Hope you registered to vote. We hope you did it. That's good for society.
Hey, thanks, guys. Just have a great day.
Hell yeah.
It will be a great day.
Well said.
Well, you couldn't have said it any better. You know what? You have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, 4-time NFL MVP, Super Bowl champion, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You have a great day.
Yeah.
He didn't tell us.
Maybe he's not a big MAGA guy.
He said that.
I don't know.
He said that on the show.
He did.
He did.
Word for word, syllable for syllable.
Bar for bar.
He said, I'm not a big MAGA guy.
He did.
Do you remember that, AJ? That was one of his best lines of all time.
Of course.
I got these people attacking me. And then Aaron was going to be vice president for a guy
Yeah.
who became Maha guy.
Yeah.
And so what do you,
Still can be.
all good? However you feel, all good.
Yeah.
I guess the other people don't think that.
No.
Nope, definitely not.
But I would like us all to remember that we got to fucking live here together after this thing happens today, regardless.
Yeah, we did.
No choice.
I know people on both sides, and obviously both sides now are, okay, so seemingly very, very distant. But we all go live in the same fucking place.
Same
here.
fishbowl.
And no matter how far you try to run from each other, like we're going to run into each other.
Yeah.
Like it's going to happen. So let's not let people and ideas that, are thrown around at a very high level in a very terrible way, tear us apart. Let's remember we're in this thing together, huh?
That's right.
Can we do that?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Can we do that?
I think so.
Yep.
That's what we'll all promise to do.
Okay.
I'm happy America agrees with that.
Yeah.
Thank you, America.
This ain't even going to be a thing.
No.
Everybody's worried about everything. There ain't going to be nothing to worry about because we understand we're in this thing together regardless of what the fuck happens.
That's right.
But I'm pulling for your person because I know you want to save the world.
And you're right. You can't run away from it because the world's a circle.
You see?
Run into each other.
Boom.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, maybe.